My name is Medora, and I recently sold everything I own, bought an RV, moved 900 miles away from everything and everyone I knew, and started living the off-grid country life. One thing I've learned since moving out here is that thrifting is very different. Because I'm further away from everything, I can't go spontaneously look at Craigslist curb alerts on a moment's notice. And driving anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours away for a single thing that I found on Facebook Marketplace is kind of a waste of gas. I'd much rather give my very limited money to my fellow people rather than giant, questionable at best corporations, even when the things are secondhand. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So today I'm in the city with a friend's car because my partner got our car stuck in a snowbank. I've got 9 hours to go to as many thrift stores as possible, so let's do it. My main goals for today are to, first of all, not spend too much money because I don't have too much money. We're mostly looking for tools and sconces at Habitat for Humanity for my school bus conversion. Second goal is to not find flooring that I love that is within my price range because this is a small car and I don't have space for that. Update. Thankfully, everything at Habitat for Humanity was way out of my budget because later on Facebook Marketplace, I found solid hardwood flooring for 32 cents per square foot, which is a hell of a deal. So I may or may not have done another thrifting day. I didn't get any B-roll on the second day because the truck didn't start when I was 2 hours away from home, and then I timed things bad, and then it started snowing, and I couldn't see the road at all, and it was kind of terrifying, honestly. But anyways, my whole other goal with these thrifting days was to basically find a whole new kitchen's worth of utensils, plates, cookware, etc. Because once I eventually do build out a vehicle, and I'm considering a step van now instead of just a school bus, we'll put a pin in that. And my partner and I have our own places. He's keeping most of the kitchen stuff because they fit his vibe better. So, context.
1 week later.
I am so excited right now. I found granite countertops, black granite countertops for free. This is literally exactly what I've been wanting for the schoolie. Something black that at least feels like stone, if not is stone. And I'm gonna blur this out because, you know, privacy, but I'm gonna go pick them up tomorrow. So wish me luck. I got the counters. I don't know if you can see them back there. So my specific strategy for today is this. Number one, we're going to do one big day of only thrifting, no other errands, in a relatively big city so that we can minimize the amount of gas we're using per item. Number two, we're going to plan our route ahead of time, and we're going to try to go in one big circle to use our gas most effectively. Number three, know how much money you have available to you, both realistically and if you happen to find like the perfect item, like how much could you really justify spending on it. Both very important numbers to know. Number four, have a list. You need to know what you're looking for, what you're not looking for, what you're willing to compromise on, and what things are must-haves. Number five, do your research ahead of time to make sure that you know if you're getting a good price on something or if something is way overpriced. And lastly, number six, bring snacks, water, and a phone charger. But without further ado, here's all the things I found for my bus conversion. And here's the thrift haul that literally no one has been waiting for except for me. Also, I did make myself pretty just for you, so please appreciate it down in the comments. Thanks. Anyways, as you've probably seen, my filming during the thrifting day was relatively limited, but oh boy, was it successful. I've organized everything into different categories. We have lamps and lighting. We have, well, that's just a random basket. We have plates, cutlery, dishes. We have some random miscellaneous shit. We have frames. Oh, I meant to move that basket. This is the other basket I got. We have frames. We have kitchen supplies. And we have office. Oh, and then we also have some special boxes here that, of course, I'm saving to the end because I am still pinching myself. I cannot believe I thrifted these. Like, so good. Probably the best thing I have ever thrifted in my entire life so far. So stick around to the end if you want to see that. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the most boring things and just get those out of the way, and then we will go from there. Okay, miscellaneous section. Probably the most boring thing I got are these goggles with very stretched out elastic. So I need to replace the elastic, but I'm going to be converting a school bus into a tiny house this summer. So eye protection, very important. This is a little brass number 2 metal like house number. I don't typically resonate with a number 2, but I've had so much change in my life the past couple years, and will continue to have more change, especially this year as I am building my school bus. And so I thought it was kind of cute to be like Medora 2.0. This I'm very excited about. Was not on my list. Has literally no function, but it's just a cute little stoneware bottle with a cork. And it says, pardon my French, Moutarde de Maïs Paris. I'm so sorry, French speakers. That's my best guess. Please roast me in the comments. It doesn't have any markings on the bottom, which tells me that it is handmade and pretty old. It's also, if you look at it closely, it's like not perfectly symmetrical. The shape of it isn't. And this was $3. A sewing pattern, which hopefully at some point I'll put out this video that I've been working on for like 2 years at this point of me trying to sew my own pants. Or I suppose I could call them trousers if I'm trying to like romanticize my life or whatever. And then the last of the random things, you would think this would go with all of the kitchen stuff. I'm not going to be using this to drink water out of, but I am going to have a wood stove in my school bus. And as I've learned, having a wood stove in this RV, it gets very dry in here. My plants are not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. My throat in particular is not happy about it. So we need to add some moisture back into the air. And that's what this is for. Also, I do want to note that there is a whole opinion-based, not actually science-based, controversy around whether copper teapots are safe to drink out of, especially if they don't have any sort of interior coating on them, like specifically tin. Please do your own research, but basically what I found is that the green, that like the tarnish essentially, that becomes green on copper, that is highly toxic and can be fatal. It does look like there is a little bit of that in here, so I will not be drinking out of this. But if your copper's in really good condition, like copper pots are used to purify water in like Ayurvedic medicine. That's a whole thing. So we're gonna play it safe and not drink out of this. The next boring section is the office stuff. I haven't even gotten it yet, but I finally ordered myself a new computer. Please be proud of me. My old computer is, I've had it for 7 years, but the model is 12 years old, and it was not happy about trying to edit videos. So for that, I have a keyboard and a little like pencil cup phone holder charger situation thingy, and I like that it's like a darker wood. Okay, on to some more exciting stuff. Which section do I want to do next? This is maybe a hot take as a home designer, but I don't really like the word decor or decorations. For me, decorations are for like holidays, but I just want everything in my home to be both beautiful and functional. And that's it. I got this little basket. I like the dark color of it specifically. I'm imagining putting my Wi-Fi router in here once I eventually get one, once I can afford one. On to the kitchen things. This probably isn't exciting to you, but it's very exciting to me because this means that I get my own space. And my partner and I have been working for the entire past year towards kind of getting out of the rat race and getting financially independent so that we can each have our own spaces. So all of this kitchen stuff means that I am, hopefully by this winter, going to have my own space. Most of the kitchen stuff that we have right now is more aligned with my partner's style and not necessarily mine. So I needed a lot of kitchen stuff. First up, we have some measuring cups. Just like simple... I'm so sorry. They feel very sturdy, and I like the shape of the handle. A whisk. I don't do a ton of baking. I am generally not a huge fan of having things that you rarely use in your house. But the one thing I specifically like about a whisk and both a rolling pin, especially a pretty skinny rolling pin, is that they add a lot of good textural like depth and interest and height to a utensil crock, which I acknowledge is such a bougie privileged thing to be concerned about at all. But I just like the way it looks, okay? I can't help it. So many knives. My audio got kind of messed up here, but I was mainly just looking for the types of knives that I know I'll actually use that have wooden handles because, you know, aesthetics. A knife sharpener thingy. And it also happens to have a beautiful wooden handle. I love it. I am going to need a couple more wooden spoons. I really love a flat wooden spoon. And then I got this one, spoonular shaped, but this looks like an actual vintage spoon. I really love this detail on the handle. This cast iron, which I was very excited about, but it was also, I think, the single most expensive thing I got. This was $20, which is kind of hefty. You can probably find a new one for like $30 or $40, but I figured there's no reason buying a brand new one when so many cast irons exist. This is actually the exact same size cast iron that we currently have, and I love it. It's a 12-inch, which is plenty big enough to cook meals for 2 people, but it's also great to just like have a good amount of surface space, and you want to like get everything nice and crispy. This is going to be my one pan that is going to do everything for me, and I love it. This, I intended to get it for my partner because we had this exact same one, and then we ended up selling it when we downsized everything, and this was one of the things that my partner was like, I kind of wish we didn't sell that. So I saw this, and I was like, I'm getting that. This is reading more purple than it did in the store. I thought it was more brown. I thought it would be cute because, in theory, fingers crossed, if everything goes well, I should have a functioning oven in my school bus. Another update, I found a wood and propane stove oven combo, range, whatever you want to call it, from the 1940s that doesn't use any electricity. It was listed for $100 on Craigslist, but the person ended up giving it to me for free. I don't know how, but my luck with sourcing things for this build has been incredible. But I thought this was a cute little size for an individual serving of something, and it is actual Pyrex. So, we currently have, actually I'm curious if this, I'm gonna go look if this is the exact same bowl. They are both 4 quarts, and they are both the Anchor Hawking brand, so they're basically the exact same bowl. And then this is just a smaller, oh, it's kind of greasy. Ew. This is a perfect size to make like one serving of cookie dough and then eat it out of here. And I really like the fluting detail on it. Okay, some non-kitchen things. I got 3 frames. This one is just like a super cute tiny little frame. There is a mat in it, which is in good condition, but it's not necessarily the colors I'm going for, so I might just take that out fully. But I really love the corner details on this, and just that it was a dark wood. And I also don't think I have anything quite this small, so this will be good in just like a cute little corner nook area. This is just like a gold frame. It's probably, I don't know, like from the 90s or something, but it's intricate and ornate without being like super big and chunky. And then this frame, bigger than my torso. It isn't too ornate, which I appreciate with a bigger frame because I'll probably put a much more, you know, intense piece of art in here that's supposed to be more the center of attention, and so I don't want the frame to take away from that. One of the things I really loved about this, other than that the frame is actually wood, I love that there is a perfect condition white mat in here. So close to being done. We are going to do the lighting, the dishware, and the secret special thing that I'm saving for the end because it is just too good. Too good. Ooh, echo. Ha 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 ha. Anyways. This is just a fluted milk glass lampshade. I have a base that I'm hoping this will fit in. I did measure it, but I haven't actually tried to fit them together yet. You'll see this is kind of a theme. I really like either a milk glass shade or just like a simple white shade. It diffuses light really well and it just makes it so cozy. I need to put that down so I don't break it. Hot take. I hate exposed light bulbs. I hate them with passion. They're just so impractical, and I understand if it's like an Edison bulb in string lights that you hang up outside. That's different. But inside, an exposed light bulb, not it. Because you look at it and it blinds you, but then it also is not actually providing enough light for the entire room. So, white shades. Okay, we're getting there. This is a cute little outdoor sconce. It's like maybe 6 inches deep. So I am hoping that it won't add too much width to the bus to make it over the road legal width. Also, you know, for safety and stuff, like the idea of having an outdoor light. Oh, I should probably explain how I'm doing the lighting in this bus, because I'm not actually hardwiring anything, which you'll probably be like, you're probably wondering how on earth I'm going to light these. And my answer, battery-powered light bulbs. So, essentially what you do, you can screw it into the lamp base like a normal light bulb, but there's batteries inside of the light bulb, and that's what powers the light instead of the wires that come out of the back. Because I'm going for the simplest solar setup, the simplest water system that I can possibly do. This is a slightly uglier / more boring version of the other shade, but at least this one has a base. I have no idea how I'm going to attach this yet, because it didn't come with any sort of plate, but it was $1, so I was like, you know what, why not? And the last lamp, which I'm obsessed with, is this tiny little thing that's going to go right in my kitchen. It has a wood base and a linen shade, and I love the shape and the detail of the base, and I saw it and I was like, ooh, and I kept looking and I kept looking, and I was like, do I really want to spend $6 on this? And the answer was yes. I am, however, conflicted about whether or not I should cut the cord off because of the whole battery-powered light bulb situation that I explained. Because that would mean I don't have to worry about looking at a cord, but also would mean that I could never use it again in any sort of, like, normal context. So, let me know what you would do, I guess, in this situation. Because I genuinely don't know. Okay, last section before the special mystery perfect item. I found these glasses. They probably look pretty boring on camera, but they have a really nice thick base, and I love the way it tapers. It feels really nice in my hand. It doesn't feel like it's going to slip out. They all vary slightly. I think they're hand-blown glass, but they are a thicker glass than most glasses are. And there's some bubbles in them, and I really love them. I got so excited when I saw these bowls. These bowls have the prettiest design in them. I'm really loving brown at the moment. I know, like, everyone and their mom is, but I am also really into brown at the moment. And I initially only saw the bowls, but then I also found 2 dinner plates and a serving plate. I also found 2 of these plates, and then, not quite to the mystery thing yet, but almost. I found 2 different sets of real silver forks. I haven't checked the markings yet to see if they're just silver plated or if they're pure silver, but I think I like these ones better, so I think I'm only going to keep these ones. And each of these sets were only $2. So that means I don't actually have a use for these ones. So if any of you want some silver forks, if you're willing to cover the shipping, just let me know and I'll send them to you for free. Okay, the thing I am the most excited for. I want to preface this by saying tile in and of itself isn't very exciting. I definitely picked too many white square tiles for this RV that I still haven't installed yet. And I said very specifically that I was not going to do a white square tile in my school bus. I do, however, really love a square tile. I think it's just classic and timeless and simple. The tiles that I found, if you've been on Pinterest any time in the past, like, 5 years, I'm sure you've seen these tiles. They are stunning. They are beautiful. These are handmade Moroccan tiles. They're called Zilij tiles. I'm probably butchering that, but I have literally had these exact tiles in this exact shape, in this exact size, from this exact company, bookmarked in my favorites for years. These specific tiles are $18 per square foot, which, if you don't know anything about tiles, is on the expensive side, but this is one of the cheaper options that they sell. Zilij tiles can go from anywhere from $18 per square foot to $28 per square foot. Usually the budget that I look in for tiles or flooring or anything like that is $1 per square foot, because if you have to cover 300 square feet in flooring, that's $300, and that is a ton of money for me right now. So I got 2 almost full boxes of Zilij tiles, which is almost 20 square feet, and what would typically be $200 per box for $10 total. I shit you not, $10 total. $10 total for literally my dream tile. I have all of the receipts here. It was a grand total of, drumroll please, $175. So not bad considering the tile alone is worth literally more than double that. So my camera stopped recording and I don't exactly remember what I was talking about, but I think it was just a whole lot of me being very excited about this tile. So on that note, if you want to see how my school bus conversion goes, you know what to do down there, the subscribe and the bell and all of that. I also have other social media that I, post on occasionally. And I think that's it. I still haven't figured out how to end videos, so I don't know, bye, I guess. Oh, and if you want these forks, DM me on Instagram so that I can send them to you.